What's up, everyone? Thank you for tuning into another episode of Last Week in Rugby on the Bonus Point podcast. Once again, I'm your host, Tj Olsen, and this past weekend of rugby was full of more controversial calls and some big news coming out of Europe, which we will cover in our Bonus Point segment. Before we get started, once again, I just want to thank our amazing sponsors. First off, Whalebird Kombucha. If you're looking for a great tasting beverage that is actually good for you, go try them out at your local Whole Foods, Air One, or other health food stores. Secondly, F45 Culver City. So F45 isn't a gym. It's a real community, and their team are all there to help you achieve your fitness goals with sessions in just 45 minutes. They're still currently doing outdoor workouts to avoid health issues and to abide by current regulations set in by COVID-19. So still reach out to them if you're looking for a great workout during these trying times. Super Rugby AU is coming into the second half of this season, and Super Rugby Aotearoa has only 2 weeks left. So let's get stuck into talking about all the games over the weekend. I'm happy to welcome my brother back in, Tavita Halafia, a.k.a. Knovell Capote, back on the show.
Good evening, good afternoon, hello, kia ora.
Whatever time zone you're in.
I know, right?
Hala, we're in August. How crazy is that?
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, like at the beginning of the year, we would have been the coaches of the national champions of the United States of America. The Chiefs would have miraculously won the Super Rugby title, and the All Blacks would have defeated South Africa, Argentina, and Australia by now. Unfortunately, this universe that we're in today, none of that's taken place. I think more the saddest part is the Chiefs have not won a game. August, man, I can't believe it, bro. It looked a lot different at the beginning of the year.
Like, what world would you have thought that you go, the Chiefs haven't won a game? Like, that's never gonna. It's the upside down from Stranger Things.
I know. Right? Is this how Auckland Blues fans have felt for the last?
Shots fired. Shots fired.
I'm a jealous rugby fan now. I'm just jealous. I'm just angry and jealous.
Man, okay. I'm not even going to touch that one with a 20-foot pole, let alone a 10-foot pole.
No, but it's a sensitive subject.
Apologies to all the Auckland fans that are listening right now, but it's true. It's true.
Yeah. Yeah. Two Chiefs boys, you trust us. We're dirty. Don't you worry.
Battle of the Bombays never goes well for you guys. Well, it did this year. We'll give you this one.
We'll give you one. 1 out of 20 ain't bad.
Well, I just for if anybody didn't know, it's my birthday tomorrow. Today for
in Australia, in the future, in Australia,
yes.
New Zealand. Happy birthday to TJ.
Thank you.
AKA
And I gotta.
Mr. Tj Olsen, a.k.a. Mr. Olsen, a.k.a. Mr. Chiefs, a.k.a. Mr. Capote, a.k.a. Mr. Lover.
Oh, that's a good last one. I like that. Yeah, got a really nice book that I got given, the jersey from my sister. Awesome present that she gave me. Getting ready to stuck into this one. But this one's even better, is she got me one, Rugby's Strangest Matches. She got me that. This is going to be the greatest coffee table book.
That's awesome. That's a conversation starter.
Bro, like as soon as I looked at it, I was sitting there going, what the hell is this? And I opened it up and I was sitting there going, oh man, like it's going to be the best icebreaker conversation starter. If you've got a boring party, jump in and you start reading that one. That's going to be
To be fair, no, yeah, there's no boring party with rugby parties, but it's a great book to have nonetheless. And I think I'm going to have to read it as soon as I'm back after you're done with it.
Oh yeah, definitely. For sure. And big shout out to South Rugby Club back in Brisbane. Got some
victory on the weekend. Great victory. And
so
you know what?
good.
It hurts, especially because like I'm now a coach at Brothers. I'm back at my home club. But there was a part of me that I didn't think that Brothers were going to win. And it played out how I thought it was going to play out. So congratulations to South.
Yeah.
I think it could be a different ending when we play each other again at Brothers, but who knows?
I think I saw little bits here and there, especially from my boy Rowan Saifaloy, who was playing 10, who I went to high school with. Had a pretty good game. I reckon that Brothers can turn it around. But yeah, good luck to both teams in this Premier League, Premier Grade Queensland competition. But let's get stuck in and let's talk about the Super Rugby. So first matchup. Western Force Rebels. The first match in the AU competition against the Force and the Rebels, it was definitely a grudge match between these two teams. There are a lot of players on the Rebels side that used to play for the Force, so a lot of edge in this one. But to be honest, mate, like I didn't really enjoy watching this game until the last 20 minutes. What did you think about it?
Yeah. Look, Yeah, it was a boring game. I think. Look, I don't want to start negative, but it just highlighted exactly
It
why.
seems to be like our recurring theme. Like it's
I
something that
know it's like we're either mad bias or we're just stating facts.
yeah,
What that game did show is that the Rebels, who on paper definitely had the better team, just couldn't beat a better team for 80 minutes. Do you know what I
yeah.
mean? And the Western Force really pulled it together. They put some great phases together. Unfortunately, just got, you know,
Yeah.
pipped.
Yeah.
Pipped.
Well,
Is that the word I'm going to
the
use?
yeah, I guess that's a good one. I'll take that. But it's a recurring theme is something that I do want to talk about because discipline. Once again, it was
Dude,
shocking for both teams. But
dude.
do you want to know who my favorite contributor of this game was? Angus
I,
Gardner.
I knew you were going to say that.
His refereeing was immaculate. He provided a lot of in-depth explanations. He even said during the game multiple times, which I loved, he was like, I don't want to make this about me. I don't want to blow this up. I don't want it to
Yeah.
be about me, but you're forcing me to blow it up.
Literally, it sounded like a dad talking to his kids. Look, you're being the idiots here. I now have to. Your mum's here. I have to just make sure that you don't be stupid.
Yeah.
If I don't, I want you to play, but I can't turn a blind eye, son.
He's the equivalent of the dad that's where they're driving on a road trip, and he was like, "I will turn this car around if you don't start
Literally,
acting right." And I was sitting there
literally.
going, "What the hell is going?" Yeah, but we'll talk about the Rebels first. So I think Matt Timur must have been listening to us or focusing on his footy after his
Bro,
recent breakup because
right?
he continues to get better and better every week.
He's been tuning in. I can tell you this is what Matt Thormore's thought pattern is. He's like, man, Holland and TJ are really going in on me, man. You know what though? They're right. I am a number 10. I am a Wallaby. I'm back. I should be a shining light for my team. I really need to step up. Well, Matt, congratulations. You got better last week and you got better this week.
Yeah, definitely. And it wasn't even as an attack that was the standout. It was his defense. He got the title the Hitman in this match.
And I think, too, what also noticed he was a bit more patient with the ball as well. And in defense, too, no one was rushing. No one was out of line. He was controlling that pattern of defense really, really well. And that inside channel was covered all the time. And he's been beaten a lot on that inside.
Yeah, no, definitely. But I really feel for the Western Force on this loss. But at the same time, I think none of them were really special in this match up until the last 20-25. I thought the tight five for the Force, especially Lee Warner, had some pretty good gameplay. But the big thing that stood out for me was the tight five's post-contact meters. So just their ability to get those extra 5 meters during the carry, I think that's what kind of kept them in the game, kind of in the mix. But what did you think about the tight five?
I think we saw. Well, this is exactly what we discussed. Week 1 of the AU comp is that Western Force are going to have a team that can play at speed and off the ruck really well. We've got that tight five in particular, a younger tight five, I suppose, in regards to experience. With like lesser caps, unless you look at Andrew Reddy coming off the bench or whatnot, or starting even. But I mean, at the end of the day, that type 5 showed exactly they New Zealand-esque, right? Straight up the half or whoever with the 6, 7, 8 off the back, bang, and those post-contact meters are exactly what very like Queensland Reds. That's what they're really good at as well. And Rebels have been struggling in their tight 5, and they're just lucky that they've probably got the best number 8 in the competition right now.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's helping them sort of make up those lost meters.
Yeah, him and Pete Samu definitely kind of neck and neck with each other.
So
I can't wait to get stuck in and talk about the Reds and Brumbies. But someone who I didn't really rate the last week, but who played a great game was a local Brisbane boy out of the GPS Ashgrove Club, Nick Frisby. So I thought a great example was his setup for a try off a great 8-9 move. The one that I think they scored off after that pass. What did you think of that?
I suppose Nick Frisby was in a predicament where he was a great 9 in a great system, but I suppose just his style of rugby at 9 wasn't appreciated as much. I think he's definitely like a sniping sort of 9 and loves the ball in hand and loves controlling the situation. So what we saw from him on the weekend was exactly that, right? Commanding, sniping, and he's got a really good pass. I think he's got an underrated pass. I always thought that he had an underrated pass. A little slow, but just so precise. And I thought he had a good game. I've got nothing bad to say. Do you know what I mean? It'd be interesting to see him with the what's the, because you don't want to. I'm trying to be positive to start off with. Like if we could see him with a 10 that's more of an attacking 10, I think he would shine a little bit more.
Okay. Yeah. No, I see that. Yeah. Most of his recent rugby I saw was in the Queensland Premier Cup competition. So I think from the 10 that he had at Jeeps when I saw him, he was an attacking 10. So I think he was able to really shine in that team. So I agree with you. I think that if you're able to utilize that as an advantage and kind of get that certain aspect involved with Nick Frisby's passing, I think that definitely will be a plus. But yeah, I think he played really well. He was definitely, like you said, commanding the rucks. His passes were spot on. Box kicks were hit and miss, but everything else I think was pretty good.
Really well. Yeah, definitely. I wanted to talk about the way in which the Rebels won, though.
Yeah.
Do you think that short ball off the kickoff from the Force should have just gone long and made them work?
Yeah,
the 100 meters.
I think I'm a big advocate of if you've got the points or you're up in a lead or something like that, I wouldn't really push it and try and compete for the ball on the 10-meter line. I would push it all the way down and make them work out of their 22.
Yeah. Yeah, I just thought it was a silly decision. Like, they were lucky that Rebels missed that kick at full time to get super time. But in a position where they've got two big kickers on the field, and you're being completely dominant at breakdown, I just didn't understand why you'd let them give them a chance.
Give them that chance, yeah.
Yeah, make them run 100 meters, not 60. And the Force paid the price. And I just thought there's that lack of
just game sense or like
game sense.
Yeah.
It was just as soon as they kicked the ball off, I literally looked to my brother-in-law and I said, "That's it. It's over now. Brumbies are going to go the whole time." Do you know what I mean? Because it was such a silly play, and I was so frustrated. And they had worked their ass off to get back into the game.
Yeah.
I
agree with that.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. I'm still angry right now because I needed Force to win.
Yeah, no. Well, those can't wait to talk about that. The Highlanders game. But we'll move on to the Reds versus Brumbies. So the Reds versus Brumbies. This was the top of the table clash in the Super Rugby AU competition. Both undefeated, but it was a relatively one-sided match in the first half. But it ended up coming right down to the wire with the Brumbies kicking the winning penalty kick. What did you think of that match overall?
I think Queensland went into the game way too cocky. They were outplayed in that first half. And remember, we said it's going to come down to the forward packs, and I've maintained that I think Queensland do have the best forward pack.
I think I was proven wrong with the Brumbies. Like, I saw glimpses of potential for them to elevate their game against the Reds, but once you see them as a collective unit, I definitely agree that they have the better forward pack.
Yeah, man, and I think the only time the Brumbies outshone them was in within 5 minutes of the try line, like those tries, right? And they just did, and like any forward pack should be able to get over the line, but you've got like a wallaby forward pack there. So if they didn't score, you're sort of just like, okay, what's going on here? But that second half, though, we saw exactly why. We both think that the Reds forward pack is the best forward pack because in the Australian competition, because you saw the tries that they were scored, the backup, the from 1 to 8 across the field, they were everywhere. They were just, like we said last week, they're going to be faster. They're going to be fitter. They're going to be off the ball fast, more quickly. And that's what got them back into the game, I thought.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with that. But I think the Reds, something they would have been training how to stop but didn't really have an answer for was the rolling maul by the Brumbies. And I think all their 3 tries came from mauls, but I think you've got him. Laurie Fisher is an evil genius when it comes to coaching a maul.
100%. Here's the thing. The rolling maul is set up so you can't beat it. And if anything happens, it's a penalty straight to you, if not a penalty try that close to the line. And you're right. Laurie is undoubtedly one of the freakiest. Like, he breaks down how to do this. He breaks down, and he pushes the limits to the law that what they're doing is annoying, but not illegal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's definitely, I think the one thing that kind of popped out to me that I think Rod Kafer mentioned was their body height. It was they have the best way to get as low as possible, the bend in the knees, and then it's basically impossible if they stay connected to break down.
And you can see what they do is it's like a wave. So they sort of go up, and then as they come back down, it's like that extra push through, and you're just like, dude, this is insane. Like, you can't stop that. And here's the thing. That's the beauty of rugby. There's just things, when done perfectly, the defending team can't stop, or they're going to get penalized for it, right? So, I think I would have loved to have seen sack, like in that situation, as a coach, I'd be going down there after the first try and be like, sack it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I would much rather 3 points, 10 meters out, than on the sideline, then let them score the try, and we're potentially looking at 7. And then if we get pulled up for, for like foul play, you're gonna get the warning anyway, right?
Yeah.
But
the thing that confuses me though is that they can take all these penalties over stupid stuff, but they don't risk a sack because they think it's going to be a penalty.
Yeah. That's what I mean. I didn't. There was, I think, their second try, and it went to 4 in the line out, and like all they had to do was just literally he was there, made the hit, just drop him in and sack it. It would have been a penalty, 100%. But 3 point, and the Brumbies would have taken the 3 points because you saw how quickly, as soon as they could kick a goal, they'd go for it. And like again, there's that lack of game sense, I suppose, to just like, man, stuff it, man. Like, you guys are like, there's no harm in admitting that we're trying to take out what you're good at. We would much rather 3 points than 7 because, like you said, every time they did it, they scored points off it.
Yeah, no, definitely. I agree with that. And I think credit to the Reds, though. They battled against those rolling mauls, and it wasn't like they were just getting the push on and they were immediately over. It took them a fair amount of patience to bide their time and drive in.
Definitely.
So credit to them. But someone we spoke about last week in our predictions was Jordan Petaia. You brought him up as kind of the difference maker. But welcome back to Super Rugby, because that kid had a great game for a comeback. He came off the bench a lot earlier than expected due to the Chris Sortier injury, so he made a quick impact.
Man, that guy's a superstar, bro.
Definitely.
He was uncontainable. And as soon as he came on, the Brumbies defense shifted straight away, which gave James O'Connor just that little bit of extra time. And that extra time, especially in the second half, set up those tries, right? Because they're looking at Jordan thinking, oh man, this guy's going to do something. And then, they had that when they set up, was it Harry Hocking's try where
Wilson.
They did Harry Wilson, sorry. Yeah. Where they popped it, O'Connor's popped it into the inside, winger came through, and then, pass, and then back inside. And I'm like, that all happens because they're looking like, oh, someone's getting the ball.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. But I think, especially as well, Harry Wilson, his consistent support lines he was running every time the Reds made a break. Beautiful. He was always there. So
beautiful.
Yeah, he's definitely. I think if you keep him on the same trajectory, he's a great number 8 for the Wallabies in future kind of test matches and seasons.
Well, here's the thing: could you throw him in at lock at the moment because the Wallabies have a lack of locks right now?
Yeah, that is a good point. I reckon he's got the height to do it if you needed to, and he's definitely got the skill set. Yeah, I think definitely, especially with his feet and his speed, yeah, that would be a great addition for lock. Could be something Dave Rennie could do.
I mean, he's experimental as a coach. He likes to push players who are, into positions if they're not traditionally played there.
Yeah, no.
But in a position where you've lost so many, and like Simmons is officially gone.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like you've got locks. You need locks right now. And I mean, outside of Sakai Loto, who I think has secured his spot as a lock. Like, if he hasn't, I'll be shocked. I will be shocked if he doesn't. The best thing the Wallabies can do against the All Blacks right now is have your 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 all loosies. That's the only chance you have to beat the All Blacks this year, my friends.
Yeah, that's a pretty good idea. I like that. Was there anyone else in that game that really stood out for you? It was a pretty.
Dude, I thought. I honestly think the Reds should have won. They definitely played the better rugby.
I reckon that too.
I think though. I think the Brumbies had an edge in that their forward pack were just that little bit older. So when sensibility came to set up, because they worked for that penalty that kicked them.
Yeah, because they were losing. I think they lost like 20 meters or something, and they worked it back in. A lot of composure. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's something that this young Reds forward pack need to look at and identify that, okay, we need to make sure that at those points in time, we need to work hard just to kick that mob, kick that ball out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Retain that possession and get back. But, yeah, I thought the game in general was cool to watch. I enjoyed the second half a lot. I thought the second half was beautiful. I did read an article, and it was called Dear Rugby Australia, Don't Get Ahead of Ourselves. And it was in regards to both games in the last 30 minutes was high-quality rugby.
Yeah.
Comparatively to what we've seen in previous weeks. And it just said, look, yes, it was great to see that in 2 games, the last 30 minutes were amazing. But let's just watch the games because they're like 80 and 90 minutes across the ditch worth of amazing rugby too.
Quality rugby.
Yeah, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. And I think the Brumbies and Reds game highlight that. The Reds won on in that first half, switched on, and then were a completely different team. And they were the Reds that I thought were going to storm home and put 40 on. I honestly thought the Reds were going to win and chuck on 40 points in that second half. But like I said, the Brumbies and rugby intelligence and just that those minds that have been in the tough times and they've grinded out those tough wins. The level heads prevailed, man. That's all that happened. So I'm annoyed, but I went 4 from 4 last week and 0 from 4 this week. I was like, it's harsh.
I'm happy with that dub. So yeah, big shout out to my boy Andy Muirhead for getting on in the second half and doing some work. So
dude, he's a handsome dude, man. Handsome guy, bro.
Like I've never seen someone who can have the filthiest mo, like the filthiest moustache. Like their whole backline has them and still look like Prince Charming with those cornrows. I'm sitting there going, come on,
bro.
Save some for some of us else.
I know, dude. Like, come on, man. Like I rock my braids all the time. Now I want to rock my dirty mo just because I think that it'll look good.
Yeah, just chuck it on. Get the handlebars going and see how that goes. All right, we'll take a quick break and we'll come back and we'll have a chat about the Super Rugby Aotearoa competition. All right, welcome back. So before we get started talking about the Chiefs Crusaders game, big shout out to one of our favourite players, favourite Chiefs players, favourite All Blacks players, Mr. Aaron Cruden, aka Cruds, on his 100th cap for the Chiefs. Big achievement. I didn't honestly think it was going to happen when he went overseas. I thought he was going to end his career over there. I didn't think he was going to come back. But awesome that he could come back and get that 100th cap for the Chiefs. Do you have a favourite Crudes moment, or do you just like they're all amazing?
Bro, Chiefs final versus Hurricanes. What year was that? Like 2014?
12 and 13 were the 2 years.
12. It must be. Hold on. Well, it must be 13 because I was in Lutwich. You were there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, dude, and like that was when he was just like even lighter than he is now, and just like it's like watching Damien McKenzie just chop everyone in
Yeah.
half in tackles, get up, and then like played the ball and they scored. Like he's like done a tackle, cleaned it, dummied, stepped, passed, and then they went over and scored. And I was like, who? What?
Who is this guy?
Is this Mighty Mouse? Like, what is this, dude, man? Watching him play too. And here's the thing, right? He's gotten better.
Yeah, he has. He's gotten a lot more experience. His composure is better. His passing is better. His ability to read the field when it comes to kind of making those decisions and kind of manipulating the defense, it's gotten so much better. But when I saw him, I watched the video the other day. It was his All Blacks debut. And I looked at it too, and he looked like a little 12-year-old. He's so tiny, but he's so talented.
So good, man. Yeah, congratulations, Cruds. Yeah, man. I was sad that we didn't get the victory, but yeah, man. 110, 100 people. Here's the thing: this isn't like the NRL where you play 23 games in a year, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and this is the thing: getting 100 caps for your club in Super Rugby is so hard, man.
It's tough.
Like, it's an elite club, bro. There is. It's not like in the NRL where you've got or Heineken Cup or Curry Cup where you've got, you know, so many games a year, and you know what I mean. Like, so man, that's a big achievement, bro, and he deserves every accolade he gets. Also deserves All Black spot this year.
Oh yeah, I'd pay that. I reckon coming off the bench for maybe Richie Mo'unga in one of the I guess the lighter games. I wouldn't. Yeah, I'd probably take him over Bodie right now in the 10 jersey.
100% at 10. Yeah, at 10 for sure. The thing is, though, Otalie Black's playing super dirt rugby too.
That's the thing. Like, you just look at it and there's just so much depth. We can spend ages talking about this, but let's talk about the game. So we knew this was never going to be an easy matchup for the Chiefs, but it was a neck and neck matchup basically all game, which I wasn't surprised about, but I was very happy about. But the one thing I wanted to show you was the difference maker between the match was the 60th minute. So I'm just going to share my screen now.
Let's talk about this.
And this is something that really, really, really annoyed me. So something where you've got – so you watch here. You've got this ball here. I think the ball has clearly traveled forward or has been knocked on. Severies picks it up and goes and scores a try. And they go up and they go to the TMO. The TMO looks at it as well, and they all conceive that it's a try. So do you agree with me that it's gone forward or it's been?
I was 100% forward.
Like, look at it. Look, you watch it right here. He's lost. He's literally. It technically has traveled backwards after he's tapped it forward, but it's gone forward and then
it's gone forward first. Yeah, even the Crusaders didn't think it was a try.
Oh my god.
And you know what the joke of it is? The joke of it is the play after this. There's a small forward pass, knock on that was like not even as big as that, and they called that one up, and I was like, "You've got to be kidding me!" That was, you know, we were literally on the phone to each other during the game.
Yeah, I think that was the point in the matchup that really changed the momentum for both teams. Like, the Crusaders kind of got the tailwind ahead them, and a lot of people made the argument that the ball technically traveled back. But the argument is that if you're passing something, you have to make the gesture that you have to pass it backwards with your hands.
Backwards, exactly.
Yeah. And I didn't see that either. He's lost control of it and it's traveled forward.
Well, he wasn't even in control of it. That's the whole point too. So you're not in control. It's the momentum. So if you're not in control, how can it move backwards?
Exactly. Yeah. So that's something that I think when I saw the Chiefs kind of go downhill from there, I was like, I'm pretty sure that's where it stemmed from. That because we were,
of course, it was.
We were on the money the whole time.
And I think up until that point, the Chiefs were actually doing pretty well in regards to handling what the Crusaders were throwing at them. And let's not forget too, like they had someone in the bin, right? The first half.
Mm-hmm.
So do you know what I mean? So you're totally like, that was heartbreaking, man. That was a bull crap call, man. That was not cool. It was forward, and you know that's what happens in rugby. that one call can literally change the dynamic of what happens.
Yeah.
And we saw that.
It's very disappointing because, like, I was hoping that could be the difference maker where we could get a win over the Crusaders, and that could turn that into, even if the Crusaders get a win this week, it'll still be the Blues neck and neck for week 10, and it'll be a battle out for top spot. But we'll have to see what happens this week as the Blues have got to bye. But I think the standout player for the Chiefs was Boshier again. He's getting constant turnovers.
Dude, his turnovers?
Oh, they're insane. It's ridiculous. And
dude,
on the offensive side, I don't know. He's always there. Like, does this man deserve an All Blacks call up or what?
Well, I tell you what, he's in my squad of 30. You know what? Like, if I put it this way, if I had a shot of alcohol every time he stole a ball, I'd be drunk by halftime.
Oh, I'd be wasted. Yeah, I'd be screwed. It wouldn't be fun, especially like
give this man a black jersey.
If you factor in the attempts, like if you go pilfer attempts or turnover attempts, I'd have alcohol poisoning in probably the first half.
We'd be in hospital. I was about to say our spouses. I got one. I ain't got one. Your wife would be at the hospital, filling out pump their stomachs. It's fine. Yeah, him too. Yeah, him too. He's my brother.
He's part of the family. But one thing we were talking about is some people that aren't aware of the new law about keeping the ball live. If you're jumping outside from the touchline and to tap it back in. So obviously we spoke about it. Will Jordan, classic example in the game. Geordie Barrett's been doing it a lot as well. Obviously he's got the height to do it and tap it back in. Do you have a problem with this law?
Okay, here's the thing, right? It's stupid.
I love your in-depth, precise explanations. It was like last week where you were like, they were playing Australian rugby, and I was like, elaborate, dickhead. Come on, we need to know more.
Yeah. Okay, so here's my issue, right? I feel as though it's unfair on the kicker because if the ball is already over the invisible wall of the sideline and you make a play at it inside the field of play and you tap it back in, that's fair play for me. I think being outside, coming from the outside of the field and tapping it in the middle of the air, like, what are you? Like, completely takes out that boundary of practicality, right? It's like in cricket. You have to leave the field of play to catch that ball. Otherwise, cricket players are just going to be, and if they're hitting sixes all the time, you just stay in the stands, right? And it's exactly the same, man. It's the same with like out of bounds, sort of with soccer, football, whatever you want to call it, right? As soon as the ball's over that line, like, that's it. It's canceled. And at least in rugby, we're giving the opposition a chance to come from the field of play fairly to take it. Because I tell you, this is what's going to happen, right? You're going to have wingers or fullbacks just waiting for this, right? So, and the only difference is like, what, now because they're going to lessen the amount of distance that the kickers can get, because obviously the harsher the angle, the less over the sideline it's going to go. So let's just use maths right now. If you're on the halfway line, on the 15-meter in, that angle you're going to kick to, let's say, to try and get it at the 5-meter line is roughly about 15 degrees. Okay. So if we're going to take that angle, 45 degrees, right? So we're looking at, with that 45-degree angle, you're looking over that distance. It's about a 62.5-meter kick that you need to get. That means someone can just stand outside that try line. And if then it's only going to go about 3 meters out. Let's bring it back to 30 degrees where we're only, so with the same distance, 62.5 meters, because that's the power that you obviously can generate off that kick. You're kicking that now only to about the 22 or just before the 22, and it's going, pretty much 15 to 17 meters over the sideline. So it's an unfair advantage to the opposition. It's an unfair advantage to the attacking team because now the length of which they can get that distance has been underappreciated.
See, I'm kind of split on it because I believe I could be wrong, but I believe the reason they did this is to provide more continuity to the game and less stoppages, so less lineouts and keeping the ball live. But at the same time, I do see where you're coming from, is especially at the point now is kickers or whoever it may be, tens, fullbacks, whoever's exiting the ball or sending it down, they're trying to overcook it more now in this and trying to gain more territory in this game. So you are right. It kind of takes that little bit of an advantage away from the attacking team to exit the ball or get rid of it. So I'm still split. I like to see that there's more continuity in the game, but at the same time, it is taking that factor away too.
Well, that's the thing. I think if you're in a position if you're in the privileged position to maintain that possession and kick it to better yourself, I can understand the flip side saying, all right, well, you should maintain the ball so that we have that more continuity and work it. But kicking is such a big part of what makes rugby beautiful. We're not rugby league, okay? We don't need to keep hitting it up. We've got kickers who are so freaking talented that we need to let that shine. And I honestly, it annoys me because I think it's just we've already given the players an opportunity to leave the field of play, which they've been doing in previous years, and it's been the most amazing. It's like watching an eagle soar to the heavens, then grabbing a cloud and throwing him. But do you know what I mean? There's beauty in that athleticism. There is no beauty in leaving, bro. Man, I'm 5'9", 5'10" on good day if I'm wearing Air Force Ones. My fat ass is, if I'm gonna go play rugby, I'm gonna sit on that sideline as a wing. I'm gonna kick the ball. I got you know what I mean? There's no challenge. And with the point of continuity, right? And my argument to the continuity argument is, okay, so the ball comes back in, right? But he kicks the ball half the time anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
So we'll
leave it there. We'll
also the Chiefs lost, so I'm still. But Will Jordan, you're an amazing player.
Well, shout out to World Rugby and see if Hull's little rant here, or Hull's disapproval of this law.
Mr. World Rugby.
Who I can't remember his name. Who's the CEO of World Rugby right now?
Mr. Gefe.
Oh, man. For the Polynesians that know what that means, enjoy that. For all the Pakias or the Anglo-Saxon people that have no idea what that means, don't even try and Google it. You just don't worry about it. Okay, so here's another debate that I want to start here is for starting halfbacks and reserve halfback dynamic. So you've got your starting halfback, your starting 9, and coming off the bench. In my opinion, I think the Crusaders have the best duo of that position where you've either got Drummond or Hall, that you can come both off starting or off the bench. They can perform the best way possible in tandem. They can get the most whoever's in the starting position. So you've obviously got other teams that have got guys like Aaron Smith and TJ, and you've got your backup 9s, but the starting 9 always is a leg up on the other one. So in that regard, when you think of duos who can give you whoever you put on the field, who's the most even?
Dylan and Dylan.
What?
They spit hot fire. So I was just doing a Dave Chappelle reference. I honestly think Tate McDermott for the Reds and what's his name? I totally forgot. The dude from Uni. Totally forgot his name.
What is he? Is he Samoan?
I think he's. Is he Samoan? I thought he was Fijian. I'm gonna look it up now because. I actually like that dynamic because, they actually bring in. I can see what you're saying with the Crusaders because once they nothing actually changes in regards to gameplay or strengths and weaknesses. It's more so the little nuances where Drummond is very much the distributor, right?
Yeah.
Snipes, but also he's like George Gregan, isn't he?
Yeah,
very
similar.
much yeah. So I get that, and then when Old Mate comes on, it's more of a Justin
Hall,
Marshall.
yeah. Yeah,
like Justin Marshall-ish, right? Like very like, you can see him pointing here,
yeah.
come in, go out, push in. So I
And
get that, but
his follow through with his pass is always very precise. You always notice when he passes the ball, he's very Aaron Smith-esque because wherever his hands finish, he's a big. Where you see TJ's pass, it's not straight through, straight arm like hands
No.
finish where they are. It's his pass. He's just like get rid of it. So I think they both kind of have a similar dynamic. But I can see Tate McDermott and if you find the guy's name, it was a similar kind of dynamic as well with the Reds because the guy that you're talking about was the starting 9 on the weekend against the Brumbies and Tate McDermott.
Oh no, you're right. Someone.
He's someone. What's his name?
Yeah. Scott Malolua.
Okay, yeah, because
And then there's Moses Saravi, but he hasn't been getting a start.
Yeah, he hasn't. But yeah, Tate McDermott when he came on, nothing really changed in the halfback area or wheelhouse. Everything was the great distribution was still happening. Great organization. So yeah, I can see that as well. I think in my opinion, I think the Crusaders, Bryn Hall and Drummond, they have a little bit more, but definitely Reds are in the conversation.
Yeah, agreed. Like definitely Crusaders. I mean, the Crusaders are undefeated, so.
But the Reds aren't only after this weekend, so yeah, they're definitely quality side.
No shit to me, TJ! I'm still annoyed!
Oh, that was amazing. I'm so happy. But now with the Crusaders getting the W over the weekend and with the Blues having a bye this coming weekend, if the Crusaders get the W, they've clinched the Super Rugby Aotearoa title. And this is something that we spoke about last week is nobody wants to see the Crusaders get another title. But do you think the Highlanders can keep them from doing that this coming weekend? Do you think the Highlanders have it?
No, I don't. And I am wishing, praying. I want Aaron Smith to, I want some like Coach Carter speech. So they come out and they whoop their ass, boy.
Ash Dixon and Aaron Smith have got to give like the best pregame speech ever. And at halftime, they've got to give like an even better speech to like just get them G'd up.
Here's the thing. Like, we need to send the boys like just inspirational videos and be like, this is what we want pregame. This is what we want halftime. If lacking, listen to Tupac's Hit 'Em Up and DMX Rough Riders Anthem. I don't know. Whatever we need to do, we need this upset. Like, we need this upset.
What's that? That song that DMX did on Cradle to the Grave. That awful movie that he did, Go to Sleep, where it was where he's be like, just play that and just picture tackling everyone in that and just put them to sleep. But yeah, I don't reckon the Highlanders can do it either. But we'll see. We'll hopefully be able to find out and see if the Highlanders can do it. But let's talk about the Highlanders Blues game.
What?
Yeah.
Okay,
go.
Yeah, no, sorry. Highlanders.
No,
Blues,
go.
Do you think the Highlanders can? That's a no, bro.
See, I'll make this. From the rugby analyst perspective, I 95% know that they can't do it. But you look at, like you saw when Jonah Nareki came on for this Blues Highlanders game, he changed the dynamic and he brought a lot of oomph to the team. And there's glimpses that if they have a good game, they can do it. But that being said, every post-match conversation that happens with Ash Dixon, Jeff Wilson or whoever's interviewing him, they just sit there and go, "What happened?" And then Ash Dixon's like, "What the hell do you want me to say?" So I think they definitely have the potential. Will they do it? Probably not. So Crusaders, screw you. I hope you guys don't win. But yeah, at the end of the day, I want week 10 to be against the Blues and the Crusaders for the title.
Hold on, though. So, Blues have only lost one game, though, right?
2. I think they lost 2.
Did they lose to the Crusaders in...
Yes. Yeah. So it's...
And then who did they lose to?
I can't remember, but it's currently the Crusaders are 24 points, and currently the Blues are 22 points. So, if the Crusaders get a W, that pushes them out to 28. There's no way that the Blues can get 6 points from a win unless they get somehow 2 bonus points, which I don't even know That's
Got you.
possible.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Yeah, you're right. So they're 24-22. Because then even if the Blues beat the Crusaders next week, there's no way they can get
So
the.
we just have to hope and pray that the Crusaders have an off week or something. I never wish ill on a team. I'll never do that in the history of my life, because at the end of the day, they're the better side against the Highlanders. But please, Highlanders, do something. Just do something. That's
Hold
all I'm
on.
asking.
As Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston sung, "There can be miracles when you believe."
All right, well, let's somehow wake up in the morning of that game, and let's try and believe. But I don't think either of us are going to have conviction to believe that.
This is what we need to do. This is what we need to do. Saturday my time, Friday your time. We both need to be in sync, because the fate of the Crusaders losing is purely on you and me. No one else, not the team, not the coach. And we're going to listen to Mariah Carey. We're going to watch Coach Carter and Remember the Titans back to back. And that's it. I've got it.
I was on Saturday after the game, because it was Saturday in New Zealand, but it was Friday when I watched it. After that game that I watched against the Chiefs and Crusaders, I had a few drinks, woke up the next morning, and just watched inspirational Disney sports movies the whole day. I watched Remember the Titans. I watched Invincible with Mark Wahlberg. I watched all these,
Invincible. That gets you in the ticker, bro. It gets you in the ticker.
Seriously.
There's still hope for my rugby career. I'm resurrecting it at 34. We're gonna play MLR next year for Hawaii, bro.
Hey, I'll be a trainer. Let's do it. But let's talk about the Highlanders Blues. So one thing that the Highlanders do beautiful, we were talking about the Brumbies. The one thing that the Highlanders do beautifully is the driving maul. That they scored a try off.
They do.
They've got a great driving maul. So it's something where they are the Brumbies in the kind of the New Zealand conference. They've got a great forward pack. They've got that driving maul. But I think the best thing that I saw was having Josh Ioane back in the mix after a pretty serious groin injury, even after his long hiatus. He's looking like he's in All Blacks form. Whether he's going to get an All Blacks call-up, very, very unlikely, because he's been out of the mix for so long.
Tough position. It's a tough position to try and get into the squad for, bro.
Yeah. So, but what did you think about the Highlanders overall?
They let themselves down, man. Too many mistakes. They played some really good rugby when they wanted to play rugby, but you're playing the Blues, man. They scored 3 tries off mistakes of the Highlanders. Mm-hmm. Dude, man, catch the ball, pass it properly. It was frustrating to it, not because I wanted the Highlanders to win, so I didn't have to do burpees. But
wait! Big shout out, because I don't have to do burpees this week.
I know. I know. So I'm going to do. I'm doing my. I was supposed to do them yesterday, but I'm going to do them today. My 11 burpees.
Don't worry, I did mine on the Friday. So you got.
Yeah, that's fine. No, I'm getting them done. But what annoyed me about this game was that the Highlanders actually, when they put the phases together, they were dominant. But the mistakes let them down. I think their set piece, especially the scrum, was woeful, really bad. Especially that first try to Ioane off the back. You just got munched, man. And I don't think the Blues have a scrum that should be able to do that, especially against the Highlanders. Ash Dixon in the middle, he's a great hooker. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, and he's still got even though Puddy Parkinson's pretty young, he's been in form. He's been a great lock.
100%, 100%. So that was the frustrating part from what I saw. What I did see is exactly why I backed the Highlanders, because once they put the gameplay together and the phases, I think after 6-7 phases, they weren't actually losing the ball. The problem was they weren't getting the 6 and 7 phases. The Blues were disrupting it, or they were making the mistakes.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Well, hopefully they can put those phases together and beat the damn Crusaders, but we'll see. Because
the Crusaders, Aaron Smith and Ash Dixon. I'm serious. Don't make me hunt you down like Liam Neeson and Taken, bro.
I think there's been an article going around about his Aaron Smith's Hollywood performance, about the trip over Carl to Kanafe. It's an Oscar-worthy performance. I think definitely it's something where he came out and he was just like, oh, there's a foot there, but I'm just going to make it look like I got pushed over.
We're going to call that the LeBron flop. That's how good that was.
Oh,
LeBron
by the way,
is the king of
speaking about LeBron James, how do you like that they clinched the number 1 seed in the West?
Mm-hmm.
I knew you'd like that. Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
As you coin him, LaFlop James.
LaFlop. All that matters is where you finish. Postseason, bro. So you know what I'm saying.
You sound like Max Kellerman off First Take. That's all he says. Be like, I don't even care about the regular season. Wait till we get to the playoffs.
Exactly.
And the even better thing is, there's the number 1 seed. I was listening to it this morning. Is the number 1 seed was always there, so you can get home court advantage. But they're in a bubble.
There's no home, exactly.
Yeah, there's no home court advantage. So yeah.
Russ, look, I'm gonna get behind the Clippers. That's our adopted team.
Yeah.
Hawaii.
The Bulls and the Knicks aren't doing anything this year.
Man, Warriors ain't doing shit either. Far out. Oh my goodness. Like, come on. Anyway, look, let's not talk about LaFlop.
All right, well, someone that impressed me in the game with the Blues was Christie. He seemed to be everywhere on the pitch, attack and defense, and not to be, what would be the word, hairist, because you're talking about his hair color. He was fire everywhere. His attack and his defense was awesome. his passing was wicked, and when he made snipes, like he was gone to the wind.
He's really come along this post-COVID Super Rugby season. I didn't really rate him during the first bit of Super Rugby. I thought he was good.
Yeah. I thought Sam Nock was like a way above him, and then Jonathan Rue, and then Christie. But he's really proven himself and cemented himself.
What happened with Rue?
Jersey. He's just third string now. So like he was.
Man, that's a fall from grace, bro. He was starting last year, right?
He was starting, and then Sam Nock came through the works. I don't know where Sam Nock came from, but he kind of cemented himself in that starting jersey. And then Sam, I think he got injured or he just wasn't up to par, and then Christie got his
Yeah, man, dude, man. There's a World Cup squad halfback.
Ooh, yeah, because not starting, I don't reckon, but definitely coming off the bench or reserve.
He'll be. I don't think this year he'll make the squad. Definitely next year if he has a season like he has had post COVID.
Yeah. If you can put two seasons in a row, the argument's there.
Man. Here's the thing: him and TJ, perfect. Combination from 9 and then bring him off the bench. I just think. Who knows though? Maybe this is the perfect time to blood this much new talent, given that there's less pressure, in inverted commas, for not like less pressure in regards to it doesn't the All Blacks jersey means less, but like less pressure to perform, given
because of COVID.
Because of COVID, right? So I can't see Australia, Argentina, or South Africa putting together a team. I can't see anyone beating the All Blacks in general at the moment, just given that the Aotearoa competition is clearly showing that they have the best players in the world right now.
And the thing is, as well, is that they're constantly playing against each other, so they're getting the best out of like the possible opponents. So as opposed to Australia, that are constantly playing Australian teams, or Argentina and South Africa not even playing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And the good thing is, like you said, if it was TJ and Christie, they've played together at the Hurricanes, so they already know how to play with each other, and having that starting 9, backup 9. So that would be pretty interesting to see. But we spoke about it before. Is the Blues with their scrum against the Highlanders? They were missing a couple of traditional players like Gibson, but they were pretty dominant. It was
that's
really
what I mean.
Scrum.
That's what shocked me the most. I definitely gave Highlanders. I thought Highlanders were going to win that battle, hands down.
Me too.
Again, that's why I went the Highlanders. I was like, look, if Highlanders they'll contain the forwards, and it'll just be like if it's forward dominant, like they'll win. And I think that they could compete against the Blues backline. But as shown, the Blues backline is just that good. But yeah, props to the Blues, man. That was their set pieces. That's the best set pieces that they've had, man.
Definitely,
that was beautiful, bro. And just their I like how they slow the ball down without actually competing for the ball at the ruck.
Okay,
Like
yeah.
that is a gift, man. To deliberately slow that play down without giving away penalties. Like,
Yeah.
bro, you know what I mean? Like if we're gonna take the two, like you take the Hurricanes, they compete at the ball. You got Karifi, who's there all the time, and our what's his name? I've completely just forgotten his name. Anyway,
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, though.
yeah, Hurricanes compete at the ball all the time, but they also have heaps of penalties against them. Crusaders quite similar, but the Blues, they compete for the ball without actually competing for the ball, so they slow it down without losing too many people to the ruck. So you'll notice during that game, they were, and like I said earlier, Highlanders weren't getting past 6 or 7 phases because at the ruck, the Blues slowed the ball down enough that they got onside, took a step back from the ball, and then they were shooting up and shutting it down before the Highlanders could actually get over the line of
The advantage line.
The advantage line, which then simple rugby, right? Components, components of just coming up and shutting it down. They're gonna make mistakes, and they did, and the scoreline reflects that.
We'll talk about a person that does that really well is Dalton Papali'i, and it kind of a controversial call that we were talking about it before the Hollywood performance by Aaron Smith. I understand it's the law because Big Carl Tuakanafe he got stuck offside, but at the end of the day, I reckon he made a real effort, and I think Wyatt Crockett, he was one of the correspondents for that game. He spoke about it. He was like, every prop's been in that situation where they are on the wrong side of the ball.
Yep.
And they get stuck there. But if you make an effort to get on the outside or get out of the way, I think he got really hard done by, because I think Aaron Smith, he could have easily passed that ball straight to his next first receiver. I definitely
Agreed.
It shouldn't have been turned around. I think it was a bit over the top. I got to really feel for Carl on that one, because Dalton Papali'i, aside from his turnovers alone, like that was insane to get that breakaway try. He was away. He should have been awarded that.
He ended. Like, hold on, give me 2 seconds. I'm about to sneeze.
Bless you.
Sorry, pardon me, ladies and gentlemen. That was a try, first and foremost.
Yeah.
I can understand why the penalty was given, but again, when you're that big, it's hard to move.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Like, if he wasn't just lying there, you could see he's genuinely trying to like.
He literally when he saw Aaron Smith approaching the ruck, he dove down into the ground. I thought he was going to make a friggin' divot in the ground, and he dove down quickly as possible. And as soon as he did that, you see him crawling, and then Aaron Smith. Oh man, I'm not even going to talk about it anymore, because he barely touched him. He could have got rid of that ball, but at the 100%. End of the day,
no, I agree.
But I think credit to the Blues on getting that game, and really hope the Highlanders get the win over the Crusaders this weekend. But
me too.
Before we jump to our bonus point segment, it's time for our weekly predictions. Hopefully I can get 2 weeks in a row, go 2 for 2.
Nah, I'm feeling good this week. I'm feeling good. Like I should.
So for anybody who doesn't know our ongoing bet, whoever has the biggest point differential for the loser of the game, they have to do that amount of burpees. So say if the score is 50-10, that person has to do 40 burpees. Hope that never freaking happens.
Either of us. I genuinely hope neither of us have to do that.
So first up, we got the Super Rugby AU comp. We got the Rebels versus the Brumbies, and I'm gonna back the Brumbies. I got the Brumbies on this one.
Yeah, I got Brumbies on this one too. I can't see it going any other way at all.
Yeah, I think with these ones, I think we're going to be pretty similar with a lot of our answers. I don't think there's going to be a difference in a lot of them. So I really hope there's not someone that just like blows someone out of the water, and then we both have to do burpees.
I will say the Rebels will have a really good shot at the Brumbies, but they really, really need their forward pack to stand up.
Yeah.
And the Rebels just give too many penalties away, man. So if that's the case, the Brumbies are going to go. They're going to take the line a couple of times. They're going to try that rolling Maul off the line out. If that is by any chance unsuccessful, which I cannot see happening, they're going to go to the points. And I just think that the Brumbies have it in them a lot to convert penalties and dominant possession into points more than the Rebels. I just don't think the Rebels can disrupt Brumbies play enough, and I don't think that the Rebels have the game sense to try and go to the line and beat them in a rolling Maul scenario close to the try line.
Big shout out to Matt Tamura, though, because
you are playing better, bro.
His kicking on the weekend was insane. It was so good.
Well, no, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say
it. Come on. All right. Next matchup is the Waratahs versus the Reds. Who you got on this one? Because I think I'm pretty sure I'm going to jump on the Reds bandwagon. I'm going to jump on and I'm going to pick the Reds on this one. So are you backing the Reds as well?
Of course I'm backing the Reds.
Who would pick the Waratahs?
Let's go point differential to make it even. Okay, so let's go for the Brumbies and Reds. Let's put on a points difference. So whoever gets closest to wins that round.
Oh, okay. So the point differential, whoever gets the closest on how much the Reds win by. Okay. I'll say 14. Actually, I'll make it interesting. I'll say 13.
So you got a plus 13. Oh, see, I think it's plus 13 too, but I'll go. I honestly think the Reds win by. I'm gonna go. Nah, Jordan's back. I'm backing my boy, bro. I'm gonna go Reds chuck on 40-odd points, and so plus 20. I don't think Waratahs
plus
come
20.
close. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. As soon as I looked at that matchup, I was sitting there going, "No chance. Waratahs aren't getting anywhere near that."
None.
Every time I see them every week, I'm just like, yeah. Oh, and shout out to my boy James Tessarera, because I know diehard Waratahs fan, but it's been a tough.
It's over. Here's the thing, though. I want the Reds to win too, because that would mean that they would we want the Blues Crusaders sort of matchup. We want them to play the Brumbies.
For the Brumbies, yeah. And I don't see the Brumbies letting up anytime soon with a few of their.
Look, it'd be great if the Rebels. Here's the thing: if the Rebels beat the Brumbies, that's the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah, that would be.
I just can't see it happening.
I just want awesome matchups, but we'll see how it goes, and hopefully I can get the win on this one. Next is the Super Rugby Aotearoa competition. Now, first matchup is the Hurricanes versus the Chiefs. Context: I think the Canes will get the W, but I'm going to stay consistent and back my boys. I'm gonna.
Yeah, man. Look,
I don't want to see them go 9-0 because that would be the most painful. I'm getting a lot of drinks in me if that happens.
I tried it last week. It failed, so I'm going Hurricanes. I can't, in all honesty, the game breakdown, what the Crusaders did to the Chiefs, Hurricanes do better in regards to backline movement. And I just don't think the Chiefs, they just don't have it anymore, man. I think they're deflated.
And you saw the game when the Hurricanes played the Crusaders. Like, the Hurricanes have got the chance to win it all if they just had a couple more wins. If they had a couple more points in the column, they would be able to win it easy.
Yeah, so, and they're playing in Welly. That's going to be a packed Sky Stadium.
My boys are going to turn up. They're going to turn up and they're going to shut it down.
Dude, I want them to. And here's the thing. Real talk, we saw what happened as soon as the call went Crusaders' way. Everything went downhill, man. And I just can't see the Chiefs getting up on the Canes.
Okay, yeah. All right, let's stop talking about painful things. But last week we got the Crusaders versus the Highlanders. Pretty sure I know who you got in this one, and I'm pretty sure I know who I've got in this one. Yeah. I'm backing Crusaders. Are you the same?
I've got Crusaders, man. I can't.
As much as I don't want to see the Crusaders get up,
none of us do. No, death to the Crusaders, man. Far out.
I don't want to do burpees either.
Okay, so hold on. Okay, let's take Crusaders Highlanders game then. So I'm taking Crusaders, but I think Crusaders by under 12. I think they just beat the Highlanders. Yeah.
I reckon.
Well, 1 to 12, I should say. They beat the Highlanders 1-12.
I reckon it's going to be
Slaughter.
Yeah, it's going to be a slaughter. I'm saying plus 17.
Wow. Okay. Cool. Neither of us want this to happen, by the way. So
No,
if the Highlanders win, great. But yeah, no. I mean, you're in Christchurch. It's a Sunday afternoon game.
And big shout out to my boy Justin Cunningham, because he's a diehard Crusaders fan. By all means, I know that they are a great team. They deserve these wins. But nobody wants to see this crap anymore.
Yeah, but fuck them. Sorry, there's no. That's the.
Is this four in a row now? If they get this one.
Yes.
Yeah. Nobody wants to see that. Okay.
No. So our hearts say Highlanders, but our rugby heads say Crusaders. There we have it. All right. Well, we're quite similar this week, actually, which is good.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that something funny happens, but we'll see. We'll see. It's called the bonus point for a reason, and this week's topic is out of Europe. So the Six Nations has now been renamed the Eight Nations, with Fiji and Japan joining the competition. So the new tournament will see Japan and Fiji join the Six Nations teams in a two-group format, and will replace the original Test match schedule, which featured groups of New Zealand, Australia, and South Africa coming to Europe. Well, what do you think of this move?
This is, this is them trying to get back at New Zealand rugby. That's what this is. This is the most stupidest, dumbest. If you're gonna have a team, it should be South Africa. Yeah. They're on the same time schedule as you. They're on the same side of the world as you.
That's what I was confused about as well, because I was looking at it and I saw Fiji and Japan, and I was sitting there going, great for Fiji and Japan rugby to kind of get them a more competition and kind of better against tier one competitions. But so they're going to have to go into a bubble, because it's only a 4-week competition. So it's 4 consecutive weekends, and they consist the teams of top each group. But even them coming into they're going to have to acclimate to the time and kind of get back into the swing of things. They're going to be out of their element. There's going to be no home games. So yeah,
there is. And, the thing with World Rugby is that the reason why this is good for Japan and Fiji is that when you go over there, the accommodating team where you're playing have to pay for everything, right? So on a financial level, yes, this helps Fiji rugby and Japan, more so Fiji, because Japan rugby is really well funded. But it helps their, the intake or the income for, those rugby nations. But what it takes away from is exactly why New Zealand want to break away from Super Rugby to build the Australasian market, and specifically the Pacific Islands. I honestly think right now they're just taking the piss and they're looking to reinvent. This won't last any longer than 2 or 3 years, because it can't. Fiji, you know what I mean? And they're only trying.
I don't even reckon it will last longer than this year. I think they're just going to implement them into this competition for a season, because they want more Test match rugby, and because the UK haven't been able to have other competitions and things like that. But yeah,
surely it's not. Surely there's contracts signed that it can't just be a one-off. Otherwise, they wouldn't rebrand it Eight Nations.
See, I don't know, because I don't know if it's actually officially been rebranded, or whether this is something where they're just calling it the eight nations for this year.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's been a lot of like things like that where people are putting together, like obviously with the Super Rugby Aotearoa and the Super Rugby AU competition, people are just grasping at straws and doing things like last minute running with chickens with their heads cut off. So it'll be interesting to see if it'll last, because Group 1 in this competition will reportedly consist of England, Ireland, Fiji, and Wales. Who's the odd one out of that friggin' pool? Jesus.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah. And then second group will consist of Japan, Scotland, Italy, and France. Who's going to the final in Group 1? Because it's whoever wins out of the two pools, whoever wins out of Group 1 and Group 2, I believe they meet in a final for the last week. I do not think those two groups are even at all, because
oh my god, here's how you make a team not as good better, right? You have the top 4 teams play each other. You play the bottom 4 teams play each other. And whoever wins of that bottom 4 team plays the top team. And, chances are a miracle could happen. But, more often than not, they've just played a team that was better than
So
them.
like
a
Japan, South Africa instance where like a lot of people, as soon as this has come out, people are saying Japan, they're not obviously favorites, but they have a strong chance to kind of cause an upset or cause like a couple of different
They do,
things to
definitely.
happen.
Oh, yeah. Dude, this just goes to show the stupidity of what they're doing. Do you know what I mean? This is a money grab. This has got nothing to do with trying to get more test matches. This has got everything to do with having test matches that make money. They understand that they've got a big Asian following, that Japan will bring in some numbers, at least maybe. Well, that's if they play it in front of people, actually.
Yeah, that's the thing, because I don't think anywhere in the UK, wherever they have it, I don't think they're going to be able to have fans anyway.
Well, televised, though. They'll be able to sell it, right?
Yeah, that's
and
true.
A Pacific Islander team, you'll be able to sell that. It could have been Samoa, Tonga, or Fiji. You'll be able to sell that. Do you know what I mean?
It kind of provides another dynamic or element to that competition.
Yeah, man, I'm completely against this. I think it is the stupidest thing I've heard since Australia trying to say that New Zealand's idea of leaving Sands are stupid. Mate, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Yeah, I don't know, man.
I will say that Japan and Fiji getting the opportunity to play against these sides in 4 consecutive weeks, I do see the benefit in that, just to kind of develop Fiji's play. But at the same time, most of the Fijian boys, I believe, or at least half their team, they're already overseas playing in UK contracts.
This is exactly what I was going to say. Is, are they allowed to be released now?
Yeah.
So don't be inviting these South Pacific. So here's my problem, right? They want to do this, and their clubs over there, Cardiff, are big on this. Leicester, they don't release their players, bro. I'm like, mate, if he's not, it's like Super Rugby. It's like, well, mate, no. If Charlie Biltau wants to play for Tonga, he should be allowed to play for Tonga. Now all of a sudden, and they're saying no. Now all of a sudden, we want to help World Rugby. Let's get Fiji up here, dude. Are you kidding me? Do you know what I mean? So at what point does this this bloody, what's the word I'm looking at? It's so degrading and a slap in the face for poly players, because it's like, we want your players, won't release you if you want to go play against us. But now that we need you, what if they release these players? It's like, okay, cool. So only if it benefits you, right? Not World Rugby.
Yeah. So it's something where if they open the floodgates for that to happen and they release them for this competition, the argument should be made that when it comes next year, when they have tours when they do other stuff, they should be able to be released.
Yeah. 100%. And obviously I'm super passionate about this, because I think all the Polynesian teams could be infinitely better. A, with better infrastructure, yes, and governance. But B, better governance and infrastructure comes from when the best players are being released. And let me tell you right now, the best fullback in the world isn't an All Black or playing for Argentina or South Africa. His name's Charlie Biltau, and has been for the last 3-4 years. The guy that makes the most money in rugby right now, and he can't play international rugby? Are you kidding me? So that's what annoys me about this. It's a two-way street here, and if they're going to release it, then this better be the open gate. And the likes of Daniel Leo, former Samoan international and Sunnybank player, who's leading the charge for the Pacific Islander Player Association, they're going to have a field day. He's going to have a field day with this. Tj Kefu who's really big on this as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, I just think if this isn't a money grab, or I can't believe that they're doing this out of the goodness of their hearts to help Fiji and Japan, get more test matches because they can't bring Australia and New Zealand up, right? This has got everything to do with the exploitation to make more money where they can. And I'm going to be watching this intently, because, man, this is going to be, it's going to be a big deal, the repercussions of this coming through.
Yeah. All right. We'll leave it there, but we obviously have our opinions, and everybody knows them from hearing this episode. Yeah, but another episode of This Week in Rugby all wrapped up. Thank you very much for joining me again. I appreciate it. What have you got planned besides watching rugby?
Watching more rugby. Nah, man. I want to give a shout out to my junior sevens girls over at Brothers. I'm back coaching there now.
Boo! Boo the filth.
I know, right? They're kind of like oh, so it's good. This is your first time at Brothers. I'm like, oh, actually, I came and played with you guys, and then I left. And they're like, where'd you leave to? I was like, oh, I went to Sunnybank.
Hey, at least you didn't say South.
Yeah,
I think they would all have a heart attack.
They literally would. But yeah, no, man. So coaching this week, we won so we had our first tournament last week, and we won one game, 25-0, and lost our second game, 23-17, which was unfortunate. But yeah, man, just coaching, getting back into the rhythm of things. How about you, birthday boy?
Yeah, just might head up north and go hang out with the boys and kind of get away from the city for a little bit. Just go and do something for my birthday, because especially after the dog had a little operation, I'm limited capacity at the moment. But we'll see. I'll try and keep myself entertained or occupied or somehow.
Yeah, baby. So all the listeners, make sure you hit up TJ. Wish him a happy birthday. He looks good for 42.
Man, if I look this good when I'm 42, I hope not. Oh man,
what are you gonna be? You're gonna be a gilf, a granddad. I'd like to.
All right. Well, you stay safe. We'll talk over the weekend, and we'll have a chat about all these wicked games up the Highlanders and
up the Chiefs.
We'll see how we go.
I don't see it happening, but let's go Highlanders.
We'll see. All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for tuning into the Bonus Point podcast.